Hello G Nation, I'm your host G and we got a brand new character preview. This time it is Carmella, Untouchable. She is a acrobat as you can see, and we're gonna have a look at her at 5-star gold. Now she gets released later today. Her coach ability at 15,000 is receive 20% less damage from a leech gem, so not that great. Links with Raw and Modern Era and no gear. Now the first moveset we're going to look at is the Super Frankensteiner. 10 MP blue move, finisher deals 110.5k damage and make 30 multiply gem, swap color to green and pin the opponent. The Code of Silence, 7 MP green move, submission, generate 30 random sub-gems and do 97.5k damage for 3 turns while submission gems are on the gem board. Remaining sub-gems turn into multiply gems of strength 3. And the Boot Head Slam, 6 MP green move, deals 70.5k damage and choose 4 gems to make into blue gems. Now, trainers we're going to be using for that: Steel, so that we start with 4 more greens; Matt Hardy, so that our multiply gems left are going to be +2; Rock, so that they're going to be another +1 and 5% extra damage; and Santa Hogan, just so that all our gems are going to be 2200 more damage, plus we get 1 extra MP. Now you do have a bunch of different options here. You could go instead with adding plus green gem damage. If this was a feud, I would go with everything boosting the submission really, like Bray Wyatt and Bruno and Shelton. Like, you would want to boost that submission because submissions are king in feuds. But yeah, you do have a bunch of different options. Now as far as the belt go, I went with everything being Fury, especially with the blue move medal right there. And for the skill plate, we're going to have a look at her very own skill plate, which is whenever you make 6 or more submission gems, increase your blue move damage by 150% and decrease your opponent gem damage by 25% for 3 turns. So my finisher is going to do a lot more, and he's going to have a harder time getting out of the pin. Now you do have a couple other options. Another strong one would be the All Art Plate, which is whenever you generate 3 more submission gems, increase your green gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. And I mean, I would need to run the number, but All Art might actually end up doing more damage than that, because we're going to be boosting the finisher by 150% sure, but we're going to be doing a ton of green gem damage. So it would be interesting. I would think maybe the All Art would do more damage just because of the sheer amount of multiply greens we're going to break. So keep that in mind. You definitely don't need the plate for her. But it's new and I want to test it. Alright, so we're going to get our blue match so that the finisher is going to be ready. There you go. Now we're going to put the submission out to make all our multiplies. Now we're going to be making 30 greens out of whatever's left. Obviously there's not going to be 30 left. And it also looks like there's not going to be that much green matching because we barely had any greens on that board. Yeah, we had 1 match. That was pretty unimpressive. But that's the kind of thing that can happen when you don't select where you put stuff. Right, we're out. We're gonna need more than one match this time. I'm gonna match the whole column. I can't. Alright, let's do 2 matches then. Alright, that's gonna be enough still. Let's do another submission. Okay, let's convert them into green. I think we're gonna have more matches this time. I don't know how much million that did, but that was definitely better. This is probably more in the line of what will happen most of the time, although keep in mind you can get screwed by the board, and as we saw the first time around, that didn't go too well. So that is that for that. All right, let's see a variation of this moveset. Might be more reliable. All right, next moveset is going to be a small variation of what we just saw. It is going to be the Super Frankensteiner again. 10 MP blue move finisher, deals 110.5k damage and make 30 multiply gem swap color to green and pin the opponent. The Wheelbarrow Snapmare 4 MP blue move, deals 73.5k damage and choose 1 gem to make into 2 turn Juggernaut gems that will make 26 random gems into multiply gems on every countdown turn and increase the strength of your multiply gems by 2 at the end of the countdown. And we're going to use also the Boothead Slam 6 MP green move, deals 70.5k damage and choose 4 gems to make into blue gems. So basically we're replacing the submission by the Wheelbarrow as the source for our multiplies. Trainers for that, we're going to use George Steele so that we start with more green. We're going to use Matt so that our multiplies are going to be stronger. We're going to use Rock for the same reason, adding 1 and 5% on their damage. And I got Hogan here just for the 2200 more damage, because that's more than the 20% trainers anyway. As far as the belt, I'm not changing anything. We're keeping the Mela plate, although keep in mind it does nothing in this case. Because we're not making a submission. Like you could go with like what do we have for option here? You could use like Shock the System, although you don't really care about getting the yellows. It's more like getting extra damage. You could go with well, you could go with the Blue Bomber, making some random blasts, but you're probably not gonna break it. You could go with the DX, but same reason, you're probably not going to break them. I'd probably go with Cheap Shot, really. Alright. Let's do this. Alright. So now we're going to put our Juggernaut down. I'm going to put it here. Now you pretty much have 2 options with this. You can either just do your single match that you're gonna need and then just swipe and wait for next turn, or you can try to gamble and get your 5 match. That way you get your blue and you get your Juggernaut to go off. We're gonna try to do that. Unfortunately, we had a cascade, so that didn't work out. Ideally, you don't want that cascade, that way you can get your Juggernaut to go off on your first turn and get done. Now during the pin, my Juggernaut go off and put a bunch of 6x gems. Now they got increased to 8 on the second Jugger tour. I'm gonna put another one out, although I probably won't need it. And now we're pretty much gonna convert all of those into greens. I did 3 million, that's going to be more than enough. Now obviously we could have done more if we, on the first turn, instead of trying to go for a 5 match, just made a 3 match. That would have gave us a second Juggernaut gem, but we would have had to end or turn after that. And then we would have had even more multipliers on the board for a bigger number, but 3 mil was more than enough, and that would be even higher on feuds. Alright, let's look at something else now. Alright, last move set for Mela. It is going to be the Facebreaker Knee Smash, 5 MT blue move, deal 61.2k damage and make 2 random gems into black gems, 10 random gems into black gems, sorry. The Bronco Buster, 5 MP black move, deal 71.5k damage and make 2 multiplied gems into black gems. And a middle rope diving flatliner, 6 MP black move, deals 69.5k damage, and choose 6 gems to make into 1 turn countdown gems that will make 2 random gems into multiplied gems of strength 3 at the end of the countdown. Again, you got a couple options for trainers. What I went with is obviously woods, so that we start with the 4 more blacks. We got Titus, so that we're going to be generating 4 more blacks, whether it's for the Facebreaker or the Bronco Buster. We got Hall of Fame Bree, so blacks will do 5% more, and we're going to make 2 more. And I got Santa Hogan here just so I get 2200 out of all my gem damage and 1 extra MP. Now you could go with trainers like Jimmy or coach like Vetsina to add the amount of countdown gems you're going to be making. You could go with Matt and Rock to increase the strength of your multipliers. You could go with pure black damage, like you could go with Dude Love, that would still give you 1 extra black but add like 30% or so to your black gem damage. But I really wanted to create more gems because while we're going to be making a good amount of multiply gems on the board and we're going to turn them into black, we don't really have any control on breaking those. Like, we're going to be making random gems on the board, so we don't really know where they're going to land, if they're even going to connect to one of those multipliers or not. So having them as having as many of them, I mean, is going to increase your chance for eye damage. So that's why I went with Titus instead. So let's see how that do. Also for the belt, haven't changed the metals or anything. Obviously blue ain't going to be of much factor here, but I did change the skill plate for the Queen's Tiara, which is whenever you make 6 or more multiplied gems, increase your black gem damage by 50% for 2 turns. Obviously that's going to be pretty good for that. There's actually multiple plates that work out of making blacks, but since we're making blacks at the last action, they're not going to be as effective. So Queen's Tiara for sure. All right, let's do that. All right. So, first things first, we're going to make our countdown gems. And actually I didn't think this through because I went versus Asuka, who's going to have a submission ready on the first turn, which means I won't be able to do anything. So I should have pick someone else. So let's just use a prop so it's not going to happen, but yeah. Probably should have put a coach that reduced the purple damage, the purple MP, or just face someone else like I did in the other. Okay, so now we got our multipliers. We're going to turn them into black. Unfortunately, they matched, and that meant that it ended our turn. And she got rid of a lot of those that remained. Man, I'm not liking this moveset at all so far. Okay, now obviously there's no point using that because I got nothing to turn. Should I wait an extra turn? Eh, not really. I did a million. And she did not kick out of it. Now keep in mind again, it is very likely that they're going to kick out of only a million damage. She didn't in this case, but it was very unlikely. So yeah, I totally dislike this moveset. Way too random. Like, you got none of the moves, you got any control what's going to happen about it. So yeah, totally hate that moveset. Personally, I would go with the second moveset. For pretty much anything except for feud, I would go with the first moveset we checked. Now let me just check the 6-star move here. Six-star move. Okay, it's a move that increases the strength of your multiplier. Yeah, can be useful, but not sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Mel. I mean, obviously, with the second moveset, we hit, what, like 3 million? So clearly she's a pretty good character, but I don't know, there's just something I'm not feeling this one. There's something I don't like. I think it's just the sheer amount of, like, randomness. Like, you don't normally see that much randomness on premium characters. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Mela. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already a sub, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. If you like the video, leave a like and a share. And if you got comment, well, leave them as well. Thanks for watching. G out.